you look like you were pretty happy when Taro scored the other night when you set up that. Are you guys feeling like you're a little bit more comfortable in the systems here, or just in general?
For sure. I mean, every game, starting to feel better, and I think the big thing is practice too. When we get to practice, like a proper one, not pre-game skate, that helps a lot because you get to go through kind of game situation stuff. So that makes me a lot more comfortable. And then it was nice to finally, get us on the board there. And our line, we've been snake bitten for a while, so hopefully that kind of breaks it up and we can get going and contribute here.
When you come to a new team and, under the circumstances you did, I mean, is there an argument to be made? I mean, you have to be patient and, not get frustrated if the points don't come right away.
Yeah,
I mean, they obviously, Steve sees something in you that...
For sure. I think for me, too, or I guess anyone really, if the goals and points are not coming, that's not the whole game. You can still contribute in a variety of other areas. So for me, that's what I've been trying to do. Obviously staying patient, and when my chances come, trying to capitalize and bear down. But been trying to focus on playing a good 200-foot game and just remaining a solid player for the rest of the guys and the team. And so, like I said, there's a variety of different things, where you can help the team out in certain areas.
Now it looks like if you have Hiroshi on the wing for a bit, I mean, he's probably more of a passer than a shooter, certainly, but adds an element of danger to the line.
Yeah. I think, one thing coming over too is communication as well. When you're with new guys, they don't really know me that well. I don't know them that well, so it's trying to mesh and gel and get to know each other and stuff. And the more sometimes there's initial success, like Fabry, a couple goals in the first game and stuff, and sometimes it's not. You have to wait a bit. So whether it happens or it doesn't, you gotta always keep obviously working hard. And for us, we're trying to communicate out there and talk where each other's going to be and find certain spots. I like these certain spots better. This is where I like to get the puck. This is where I don't like to get the puck. Vice versa with those guys. So, it's all for me about learning that kind of stuff. And once you get that stuff in, then like the other night we found a soft spot there, and so hopefully now you'll see it start to come a little bit more.
You're seeing with Brendan Perlini in that group, and now it looks like maybe Hiroshi will be on there. I mean, there's potential too for, they certainly haven't put their chances in, but there's potential there for them to be a productive line.
Yeah, I mean, you see Brendan has had tons of chances and just needs to get one. It was good he got his first point to get going, and he's been going and he's got a lot of chances, and Taco coming back in the lineup and scoring a huge goal was huge for our team. So those guys can be dangerous, and everyone in our lineup has proven to be a good player at some time in their career to be here, and I think guys are starting to gel and throughout our lineup, so that's good.
Like the relief on Hiroshi's face when he banged home that nice feed from Perlini the other night. Are you starting to see, and I know Hiroshi just subbed back in, but just from Perlini starting to generate and starting to get his chances?
Well, I think, I've told Pearls this. I think game by game he's gotten more, opportunities. I think his confidence looks like it's growing. I think confidence is a big deal, and I think that's starting to grow. And I think he feels better about his game. I think he feels more comfortable in our systems, feels more comfortable being here. And I think his game's growing. And I think as a result, that whole line I thought looked like a good line the other night. I thought Nielsen, Hiroshi, and Perlini was a good line. I actually liked the makeup of all four lines the other night. It was the first time where I would say I liked from both an offensive and defensive perspective each line. So hopefully they can give us a depth of scoring. Hopefully those guys can get going.
When a guy comes in like Fabry and has such a hot hand right away, but Perlini, do you talk to him about that just to not get caught up in here's another newcomer who comes in right away? And
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a conversation. You know, I've had a couple different conversations with him. The biggest thing I've tried to focus with him is on himself and on the process of how he's playing. And you know, if you're not doing it right or you're not getting chances, it's not going to get better. But if you're doing it right and you're getting chances in time, production will come. You know, I try to separate, you know, obviously they've been given a little different opportunity too, and try to separate that. So, you know, I think it's a long-term approach with Pearls, and I think he's coming.
Just before I forget, we talked about Saturday. Filip Zadina, he didn't play Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I get the reports, but I don't want to comment on it further than that because I don't know. I know he was out. He was injured.